are droving. So been down early, changed water and got the disc set up down where we're doing this contract disking, and just got the dish lickers and I where Tony's been giving us a hand as well, but yeah, just moving these ewes around to the other farm, and then yeah, we can start and get that 20 hectares ready for corn. I'll get someone, probably we'll get Tony on the big tractor shortly and get the boarding finished. Josh is finished with the strip tiller, so we can go over. He wants the board, so we'll take it over and bring the strip tiller back, do a swapsies, and then yeah, we'll just see. The weather forecast is rain forecast is looking up, so they've got us for sort of 15 mil for Friday, which is we're Wednesday today, so yeah, we'll just see how that pans out. We'll probably, if we can get the fertilizer ripped in where we are working now, and then if we get 20 mil, wishful thinking 20 mil, we can start and knock this other block into shape early next week. So it's all starting to come together. The pressure's off a little bit while the wheels are turning and the wheels aren't falling off. We're going alright, so probably I need to go for a drive today and just pick some more parts up. A few jobs to do left on the windrower that we had leaking, the hydraulic motors that drive the vertical shear, the knives on the end of the points on the end of each end of the comb. We had seals have gone in those motors, so the seals we've got aren't the right ones, so we need to get the right ones of them, and I need to slip up and pick some more parts up for the header. So I might, once I get these ewes moved, I might jump the ute and go and do that, and we'll have that then, and I can chip away and do that. My back is slowly getting better, but it'd be good just to have a quiet week, poke along doing not a hell of a lot. So, but anyway, we'll get these girls around. They're walking around quietly. They've held really good condition on that. On where they were, so we're only, I think I've said we're October now, so we're only a month off joining. I may even bring the joining forward a week. We'll just see where we're up to with everything else. But yeah, all going to plan. Weather report, no clouds, not going to rain. Wind is up though, so yeah. See how we go. Sheep are moved, so just over here at the pump. I need to get some more, go to and get some fuel, which I'm going to do in a minute. But yeah, got the buggy here. That makes checking water a hell of a lot easier rather than legging it. So I'm going to probably, for some reason, I don't know why the monitor didn't go off last night, or it didn't, I didn't hear it, one of the two. But yeah, we've got a bit of runoff water, but that doesn't matter because it does actually run right back round here to the sump. So we'll use that water again. It was pretty close to the monitor here now, so I've just moved the monitor across, and then we'll shift this pump over and yeah, fire it up again, and then we can yeah go and do our milk runner parts and fuel. Morning, another lovely day. A bit after 7, or about 7 o'clock, just heading over with the little dog with me this morning. Just heading over to try and move the pump over at our dairy block. We got the ewes shifted from over here yesterday out to the other farm, and Brendan's been contract disking, and Tony and I, we went over yesterday afternoon and brought the speed tiller home, the strip tiller home. Josh and I finished, Josh was finished with it, so just going to do a couple of little jobs on it this morning, and then we'll get it calibrated up, get it loaded up and calibrated, and yeah, we'll get into some of our strip tilling work. We've got, need to pack the electric fences up where the sheep were over here, where we're going to plant corn, and then I think I'm going to burn it, just try, and there's a lot of trash in that there that I don't think we're going to be able to handle. It'll just, yeah, we'll try and get a clean slate, so we'll try and get that done in the Savo. They are talking a bit of rain tomorrow. It hasn't disappeared the closer it's got, and I was talking to Sarah last night, the forecast has been reasonably accurate the last few, the last month when they forecast 2 or 3 mil, we've had 2 or 3 mil. So they've got sort of 10 to 15 still, so I'm hoping we might get that much tomorrow. And yeah, water's going to finish tonight. The pivot is still going on the canola, and we're just going to finish this block here that we're doing now with the floating pump, and yeah, we'll turn it off and just see what we get tomorrow. So it works all right, this pump, if the layout's not too bad. If the layout's a bit dodgy, it's a bit of a pain. So just from what we did last time, so we'll just see how we go. 10 or 15 mil will keep it going, but we may be able to run it later. We'll be running into the weekend again. So yeah, just trying to not do much over the weekends, because it's won't be long and we'll be flat strap windrowing sort of. I reckon windrowing's only 3 weeks away, so it's all going to happen pretty quickly. So no, between doing that, we'll try and do a few bits and pieces on the windrower and a bit of other maintenance and that. But yeah, as usual, there's plenty to do. Hello, you're still here. Thanks for guarding the ute for me. Back at the workshop. So these things seem to be going all right. Yeah, we haven't had the issue again, thankfully. So what else is happening? We are getting a little bit of cracking and that sort of stuff, but it's, it's to be expected. It was never going to be perfect. Josh was having trouble keeping the pin in for some reason. It wants to walk out backwards, so he's actually welded a plate in there, across there, to keep the pin in. So that fixed that problem. One thing I was going to do and didn't, and I don't know whether it has or not. I might have to have a look. I was a bit concerned. I was going to put a plate across here just because, just the natural action of it, it's going to want to tear that off. Now, I'm thinking I might just do that if I've got some plate. Yeah, there is a line there, but I don't know whether it's a crack or not. I think it's just the edge of the weld. But yeah, it'd be a bastard if that peeled itself off. And then we've just, I think, from when it hit the deck, and there's a few cracks here that are, old cracks, but I think when it hit the deck the other day and when he had all the weight on it, they did open up. So we might just grind a few of them out and weld them up while we're going. And yeah, then with just sort of a bit of reassurance it's right then. But again, we won't, it's probably now that we've, as I was saying about the weight, if you watch the last few videos with the product, we're going to have urea in the front bin, so it's nowhere near as heavy as the MAP. So we shouldn't have the same sort of issue, hopefully. We've got a little crack here, but that's an old crack. But it has bent that a little bit, when it's hit the dirt, potentially, but really what we were talking about, we could bring that back in here. It doesn't, with the old rigid axle, we had it out. That's why we had it out so far, because we needed that room to turn, but we could effectively cut, you know, to bring that back in, we only need enough room for the casters to spin, so we could come in 600 mil, possibly a bit more, and that would help things a hell of a lot. Like, we could really have, just looking at it here roughly, we could really have that plate back here, and that would take that out of it, sort of, yeah, like the flex out of it a fair bit. And the other one we looked at, we were talking about, we could move this back axle forward. It could come forward a good metre, really shorten it up. A lot of the you look at, I think, Seed Hawk, those sorts of ones, they've just got one big axle under one big set of wheels under the cart, and then sort of the cart attaches. It's a bit of a different setup. The cart attaches to the back of the bar, but yeah, we could effectively bring that forward quite a ways. While we wouldn't have to come that far, we could come forward a metre. Like, we've got plenty of room there. Just get the axle in front of that metering unit, which wouldn't take a lot. It's not, you know, welded there forever. It's going to obviously take a bit of getting off, but yeah, we could do that without much mucking around. So that would just help get the weight, and it would turn better again, just shortening it up. So anyway, we'll get this job done, but it's going all right at the moment. We just need to be conscious of how heavy we load it. But other than that, yeah, pretty happy with it. So I've had a couple of people comment that they didn't think that front axle was heavy enough, and to be honest, it's probably not. Like, there is a lot of steel in it, don't get me wrong, and having put that brace under the bottom of it has definitely helped it. Really, it should have been probably, and I don't know whether you can get it or not, like 200 by 150, or 200 by 100, like make it taller. Because obviously you get your strength that way by your wall height. So anyway, it's working all right, so it's not the end of the world. Yeah, as I said, I'm sure the big manufacturers don't have these sorts of issues, but you just never see it. So it's all trial and error when we're building stuff. So not the first time we've had stuff like this go on. Yeah, and while we're still mucking around building stuff, it won't be the last. So anyway, I'll just spend half an hour here slapping a bit of weld on a few of these and give it a good grease, and then yeah, by then Tony will be here and we can get the truck out, and we've just got to move an auger, and yeah, hopefully it won't take long when we'll be into it. Righto, fast forward about 8 hours. We've just had one of those days where everything seemed to go to poo. Anyway, we're soldering on, so we had trouble with the air seeder, with blocked tubes. I don't know why, for whatever reason, whether it's just too much urea, I think there might have been a bit of moisture floating around too, which wasn't helping. From when Josh had it. So anyway, we had hell zone trouble with blockages to start with. I've actually back the urea rate back to 200 kilos rather than 300, so which won't matter, we can chase it later. Yeah, and actually Jeremy from Dickens Ag, he was in the neighbourhood, so he actually called in and gave me a hand as well, because I thought we might have had a dodgy motor there for a bit, so that's all right. The floating pumps had a terminal, and in turn we had water. Everything was banked up. We didn't have the water going anywhere, and that's probably one of the issues with pumps like that. Well, pumping instead of outlets, if the pump stops, everything just builds up. So what we've decided to do at short notice, we were going to burn this ground anyway where the corn's going over on our dairy block. So, and because everything had filled up, the channels had filled up so much, they'd started running out. One bay here, the outlet must be a little bit lower than all the rest of them. He'd already half watered the bay, so I just thought, bugger it, we might as well, we've got a full recycle dam, we might as well pre-water this. The speed tiller, keep calling it the speed tiller, the strip tiller will go in better once this is watered anyway. And what we might be able to do is, because it is pretty bloody hard, this country hasn't been watered since last year, so it's only, you know, it's only had 8 inches of rain on it, and it's had stock on it too, so it is fairly compacted. So we just thought we'll water it, use the water in the recycle dam. The strip tiller will go into it much better, and what we might be able to do is just, once we strip till, we might even be able to just hit it with the harrows and just level it off again and belt the clods up. We might not have to speed till it afterwards. So yeah, I just thought, well, that might be a better way to go. So we've sort of pulled the pin on watering crop at the moment. Hopefully we get 20 mil. I'm not too concerned on this stuff if we get 20 mil tomorrow. I was going to stop, the water's due to stop tonight anyway, so I need to put it on, change the order for to keep it going. But yeah, I was going to stop the water tonight anyway, and in hope that we get rain tomorrow. This has burnt pretty well considering. There's a bit of stuff where there's not much at all over there that didn't really, it's not going to be a drama. And basically you can see the tops of the bays here. That's where the water's sort of been spilling out the outlets. So the top, 20 metres of each bay is nearly watered anyway. So we've got an old pile of straw over there, hay over there that's burning, smouldering, that you might be able to see. So fun and games. So the plan is now, I'll go and get the water monitor. I want to get that strip tilling done. I've done bugger all. I've done about 4 hectares out of the 20. It's pretty slow going, so I'll get this set up, and then I'm going to go and have a shower and probably have some dinner, and then probably sit on a tractor for a good portion of the night, which I didn't really want to do. But anyway, we've just had, sure enough, we don't do it, and we'll wake up in the morning and be pouring rain, and yeah, so I don't know. I'll have another look at the weather forecast, see what it's doing, but I'll do a few hours tonight anyway, because I'll have to come over here and change this at some point in time. So whether I just do, 3 or 4, 5 hours, something, we'll work it out. Anyway, so I'll show you what we did to the cart when I get to it. So just the couple of little braces I put on, and what else? Oh yeah, I'll show you the shaft in the pump too. Just had a bearing go in that floating pump, and it's all bust off the shaft, so I'm not too sure what we're going to do there yet. Anywho, yeah, it'll work out. Back at home base. So the pump. Here's the pump. Here's the pump shaft. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. So yeah, bearing's obviously failed and has, chewed the shaft out pretty badly. So I don't know whether we can fix him or what. I haven't, Tony pulled it to bits, so I don't know what the go is, whether, the shaft's welded in the end of the impeller, which is terrific. You alright? Yeah. Hello, brown dog. The dog's your turn, dog. Hello, little dog. Oh, you're very excited. You're very... Oh, sorry. You got a sore ear, have you? Sorry. Yeah, so we'll just see. But it might... we might ring Pine Rise, who built the pump, and we might be able to just get a new impeller and shaft in one go, and then a seal, and... Yeah, it never ends. It never ends. Anyway, it's pretty simple. Not much to it. Pumps a lot of water, but yeah, the bearings are greasable, and we had been greasing them, so I don't know what's happened. Anyway, I'm going to go and have a wash and some food, and then, yeah, we'll go and get this tractor going. Had a bit of dinner. We're back here. It's 7:30. So you might be able to see under the lights, hopefully. I'll get out of the... We'll just put that plate around the front there, so hopefully that'll just stop that rolling action. And then, yeah, just welded up those couple of cracks in the frame. This system seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, just keeping the grease up to it. And yeah, as I said earlier, we just had trouble. The two products weren't, whether there was a bit of moisture in the system from Josh's, or just, yeah, there was moisture on the slides under the metering rollers there, which doesn't generally happen, so I'm not too sure what the go was there. But anyway, yeah, we sort of backed the urea off 100 kilos. So yeah, we can just means we've got to put more on later. It's all right though. Everything else seems to be rocking along not too badly. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know how late I'll go here. I'll have a look at the weather and when we get cracking and see what the weather's going to do. We're only doing about 6.5 kilometres an hour, so we're only poking along. I do have the drone here with me. I might stick him up and see what it looks like in the dark. So anyway, there is, oh, you can't probably see it, an old tree stump. I've just taken a drum out about 70 metres. Just set a drum there so I can see it. It'd be catastrophic if we hooked the tree stump with this thing. Because yeah, we don't have a lot of breakout. So anyway, it's going in alright, and I think what we're doing over on the other block's the right thing too with the water. So righto, we'll get rolling. Rocking along not too badly, so it's pretty smooth, and but yeah, sort of at 6.5 k's an hour. So when, yeah, we could probably, and I'll just say we could probably snake up a bit quicker. So again, Trimble guidance, we're only 8 rows, so we're 6.096 metres is our width. And then we've got the isobus. I've actually got the split screen, got it split, so the air seeders, air carts on this side, so I can see what the rates are. I can make that, hopefully make that bigger if we need to. So yeah, with 200 of urea and 300 of MAP, and then the ground speed and our fan speed. The cart gets its ground speed out of the off the tractor, and then yeah, I've got, because we're running it on the linkage, and I might have a play with it while I'm sitting here. I've just got rough idea of how deep I want it, so I'm just sort of manually letting it down to that height. So I probably could set that. Yeah, so as I said, well, we've done 4.5 hectares, and we started at about 10:30 this morning. So just been one of them days. Anyway, had someone comment about the swear, about how I don't swear very much. There's plenty of that going on today, I can tell you. So anyway, the beep button would have been in overdrive if I had been recording it. So anyway, we'll roll along here for a while, just looking at, and I haven't looked at the radar, but YR have got sort of rain starting at midnight, but they're back to 5 mil. They were sort of 17, 20 mil yesterday when I looked, or even probably this morning, so we might not get much at all. So anyway, we'll just see. They've been pretty good the last month, I reckon. You know, their forecasts, although their forecasts a week out are a bit ordinary, but as they get closer, they're 2s and 3s mils, and that's about what we've been getting. So yeah, not a lot out the back to see, but I've got to go and change the water. The water monitor's just gone off, but I'll show you when I get back, hopefully, just what that cart does. It won't do it on the air seeder because we'll have another pivot point at the front here, but because it's on the linkage, the dust chasing me, so it's a bit hard to see. But yeah, just the way that cart moves when we turn, yeah, you can see why it's pretty hard on those casters. So, there's my white drum with my stump, and I probably should actually mark that for the next bloke. I'll just lift up a bit. Shush. So yeah, I've just dropped a flag on the screen there for if Josh is sowing it, but I'll leave that white drum there till we've planted it anyway, till we water. So yeah, we know it's anyone's in here doing something, they know it's there. Just slipped over and changed the water, so I'll just set this up here nearly at the end. I'll see whether you can see how it works out, whether we get a bit of an idea of what this is doing when we turn. If I click you there, the bloody wipers in the road. Hang on, we'll go around this side. Oh, shush. The bloody window's not real clean. does, well, the casters do shush you when we get to the end of the turn here, and just with the A-frame, it's a bit hard to explain without watching it. Hopefully with the dust, the plan was to do this in the daylight, but as I said, let's go to plan. So how well you can see that. Not very, because the dust is pretty dusty, but yeah, just it's because it's rigid on the 3-point linkage, and that A-frame sticks out wherever. I don't have to turn the wheels of the tractor much, and it's really responsive on the front of the cart, so that's not going to be helping the twisting and turning, and the light's sort of probably cracking, and that we're having trouble with that centre pin now, not that it's coming out now, because Josh has welded it in to stop it coming out. But if it was on the back of the air cart, you've got another pivot point here at the drawbar, so, and you're longer and you're not turning as sharp, so that'll take all that out of that, I think. And I'm just not too sure whether on the back of the air cart, when we come to do it, whether we have a fixed A-frame like that, or whether we have another pivot point at the back of the bar. But that might be getting a bit, she might get the wobbles up and that sort of stuff then. Anyway, but yeah, most of them have got a fixed A-frame like this, so I think it'll be alright. It's just that it's so, because we're fixed on the linkage, it's not allowing it to turn. So yeah, if I turn left, it wants to send that A-frame right. So yeah, anyway, it looks to be working alright now. Just keeping an eye on it. I'm sort of slowing right down at the corners to turn, because we've got a channel at the top end, and we could actually nearly do 4 headlands just to give us a bit more room to turn. But yeah, I am doing it pretty quietly, just now that I'm aware of what's going on. But we seem to be rocking along pretty well. It's not quite 9 o'clock, so 6.5 hectares. So we are getting it out. I think Josh said he did about 13 hectares on a box full, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully we can get 10 or something out. The ladders can start to see the ladders there, so it is going out. Yeah. Anywho, we'll roll on. Loading. Had the ureas in the silo here, so that was nice and quick and easy. And then yeah, this is the MAP we brought back from Melbourne the other day, so it's obviously still been in the truck, so yeah, good having the cameras. We could run it out pretty empty, so we're using more MAP than what we are urea. If we had the two running both at 300, we would have emptied pretty similar. So yeah, anyway, it's all running to plan. I haven't got a jumper with me. It's actually not too bad. Oh yeah, jumper's in the ute, but it's actually not too bad. It's not that cold at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, this is the slow part. Takes a bit to fill. We need a bigger auger. It's on the to-do list. So I reckon we'll get someone to make it for us. So I think. So anyway, we'll get filled up and get going. so I'm going to change this water, and hopefully when we wake up in the morning it's raining. I don't think I'll put the farm on it, but anyway, we'll see how we go. So anyway, a bit of a late one. Haven't had a late one like this for a while, so anyway. Rightio, thanks again. Yeah, hope you're enjoying them. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.